Hello, hello, everyone in the chat. Welcome to Miss C's cottage, home of the Sun Bunny. I am Miss C, and I am what I am, and that's all what I am, and that's okay. Good morning, Leanie. Good morning, my Antonino. So glad you could get away. Barb, I'm not sure I can do that keychain thing. These don't want to work real well. There's Debbie Graybert. And Mary King is here. Good. Eileen is here. Michelle M is here. Michelle, you take him to the appointment. That's more important. You can always catch the replay, and maybe we'll get Sally to help us with socks. I think she was going to help us with that. And there's my sweet Sarah. Welcome in, Sarah. How are you doing today? Oh, Sarah sent me some pictures of her children. Those are the sweetest little kids. Those little faces just light up. I've been working on some stuff. You know, the blankets I've been working on. I haven't got any farther on my bubble gum blanket. I'm really counting on Bonnie to. I want to make one because I promised I would make one. I got the pattern for free. Ravina, welcome in. There's Bonnie. Oh, good. You're home till 3 o'clock. Well, I'm on till 1. So then you'll still have time to take a rest if you want to. And there's Dawn and my sugar. Hump day. Yes, it is. Gotta do the trim. All right. See, I'm counting on Bonnie to do blankets for me. I'm gonna do one because I did get the pattern and promise I'd do one. I'm glad, Bonnie. It's just really kind of simple and it comes out really cute, doesn't it? When you put those um, the things up. I've been working on a couple things. This is a baby blanket. Let's get it up right. That's a baby blanket, and I can't tell you what the stitch is. Let's see. It looks like it might be uh, just double crochet. Half double crochets, I think is all it is. Anyway, I have enough of these Yarn Bee Soft and Sleek Baby. They're a 4-weight, and this is, it's just, I like Yarn Bee. It comes from Hobby Lobby, and these are $4 a skein. It's a low pill fiber, which is good. This is aqua marled. So it's kind of an, maybe you can see it here, kind of an aqua with a white area going through it. It's only 164 yards, so you need an extra one or two to make something. But I had 5 skeins, so there's the head, the ears, and feet. It's going to be a Sun Bunny along with the blanket for some somebody. There's this little body. And that I ran out of the first skein, so I'm going to have to take another skein from the blanket and finish the body. But I got that far on it. I think if I had probably made the ears a little bit smaller, it would have been if I made the ears a little bit smaller, I probably could have gotten away with 164 yards, but I don't know about that. The other thing I'm working on is this giraffe made out of this, which is Premier Basic Mosaic. I like this yarn. It's a nice weight. It says medium 4, and it is a nice weight. I'm using a 4.5 millimeter with it. It is 216 yards. So it would be really close for a bunny. You'd have to make the smaller ears and probably put different colored pads on the feet. That would help save some. Instead of doing a solid color foot like this, I don't like this light. You'd have to do at least the first 6, 12, maybe the 18, the first row of 18 in a different color. And that would give you a little bit extra, because it usually takes about 225 to 235 yards for a bunny, using a 4-weight yarn. And then with this giraffe, I changed colors for the muzzle. In the book, it says use 3 colors, and I wasn't going to do that, but when I looked at the colors in it, it just called for it. This particular one did. This one did not. I didn't even change colors for the muzzle on this one, this little giraffe. But I did on this one. So by the time that we get these ossicones on, let me do it this way. I think I can hold it better this way. We get the ossicones on. And get his ears on and get him up on that neck. I think it'll be okay. I think it'll be okay because these are his feet. And that's that. And then I have this one that I have done and I haven't put together yet. He's going to be a really pretty one. And I have to tell you, Sandra Weinstein sent me these eyes in appreciation or something that I did. And she said, oh, I'm sorry, the eyes look so big. And she said, I don't know whether you'll ever be able to use them or not. And I am loving them. In fact, these are the same eyes that I put in this giraffe. And they're like crenellated behind. The colored part is crenellated, so it makes it look more realistic. And I am really loving these eyes. And they're so much more distinct than little tiny black giraffe eyes. I'm loving it. All right, what else am I working on? Oh, my blanket, my other blanket. I started into the second cake. Oh, there's that hook. You know, you have to have, nearest I can figure is at least a dozen 4.5s, a dozen 5s, and a dozen 5.5 hooks. Because each one goes into a project, and all right, there we go. We're into the second cake. Isn't that beautiful? I am really loving this. And this stitch is single crochet and a half double, a single crochet and a half double. And when you go back, you half double in the single and you single in the half double. And it makes it so nice and squishy. And there's no big hole sticking through. The little toes can get in. And yet it's not a heavy blanket either. So it's a really, really, really good one. Do I have anything else to show you guys? Oh, let's see. I watch Christie's Crochet Creations by Christy. She has started another blanket. So she starts a blanket, I start a blanket. And this one is a scrap blanket made out of your DK weights. And that's what this looks like so far. This is a really simple one. You just chain, I forget how many you chain. But you do 3 in the peak. And then you make 3 in the center peak, the center of the next peak. And then you do 3 in the center of the last 3. And when you come down here, you skip 2. So you keep it even. And I think it's coming out awfully pretty. And it's just scraps. It's just a bucket of DK weight scraps. So I think that's going to come out okay. What else? What else is there? I did get listen to me. I hate that when I do that. Oh, I just lost that. Nope, I didn't. What is it? It's my 5. Okay. I don't like it when I do the stuff because that's not very professional, although I'm not very professional. That may be it. That may be it, my love. Let's see what this comes out to be. This is the bunny that will go along with that cake of yarn. With that blanket. It's the same color. And then in here, oh, look at there. There's another one. And some of those crenellated eyes. They're pretty. I think the waitress at my favorite restaurant gets that little one for her baby. Although I never know. These young girls are having babies all over the place. I can't keep up with them. Plus, I got 6 pages on my book. Okay, see who's come in. Jennifer. Be My Light Crochet. Be My Light. Be My Light. Pat, right? Thank you, Pat. And there's Rita. And there's my sister Susie, whom I love so very much. I think we kind of, I'm not sure what happened. We hit a snag or something, it seemed like, and I didn't hear from her for a while. But then again, she did get COVID for the 4th or 5th or 6th or 10th time. I don't know. So that might have been what the snag was, but I sure missed her, and I hoped I hadn't done anything to upset her because she's awful special to me. She's awful special to a lot of people. I saw a shawl that Pam has made for her, and it is beautiful. And there's Steve. Hi, Pat. It is Pat, right? Be My Light is Pat. Yeah. Crochet something is Maureen. She was just on with Froggy. They may be on the other channel. And my sugar. I hope so too. I hope Tank is feeling really well today. And there's Sherry Reynolds. So happy for my mom and I to be joining you today. Mom is making a giraffe right now. Well, good for your mother. And Faith Louise is here. I have a bone density at 3 o'clock, and then I have to do a small condo. I'm happy to be home with you. I am happy to have you here, sweetheart. I count on you being here, you and Denisha. Mary King, I have happy mail from you today. My crochet story. That's right. Thank you, Faith Louise. There's Cece's Cozy Corners. Welcome in, Cece. Good morning from Canada. Well, good morning back. And there's Rudy. Welcome in, Rudy. Welcome to the cottage. Paula Mulford. I always call her Mumford. Paula Mulford. Sorry, Paula. She's happy and, well, she may be busy right now. There's Carrie and Antoinette Lacovetti making a scarf from one using hand-dyed yarn made by Thriss. Now, those are two very special people. Thriss is my granddaughter, and I have to tell you, she gives pretty good hugs. I was honored to meet her when I went up to my sister's. Jen Reeves initiated a meetup with Dee and Thriss and Jen and I, and we went to Michigan Fine Yarns that day. And so I got to meet both Dee and Thriss. And Thriss and her husband I just love Anthony so much. He's just such a warm and caring guy. And they love each other so much, it's really amazing. Yay, it was really fun to meet them because, you meet people on YouTube and you don't really know what they're like, and you think you know what they're like because you get to talk to them, and sometimes you're blessed to be able to see them when they go up on a panel or something for someone, but you really don't know them until you get to see. I don't until I see them, and I feel them before I see them, if that makes any sense to anybody. But and then when you see their face and their eyes and their mouth, and you know that they're genuine, you know right away who's real and who isn't real. I I can tell that who's real and who isn't real, and so I love to meet people that. Um, well, I'm going to try and meet up with Sarah, and Froggy's coming down sometime in July, and I think we're going to try and meet up with her too. So it'll be fun to see if they're real. A long time ago, I think I probably told you, I'm sure I have several times, more than likely. When I lived in Tampa, that was like 1970, the late 1970s. Near Christmas time, there were little kiosks in the mall. And yeah, I am what I am. That's me. There's Lydia. Welcome, Lydia. Leftover tater. That does sound good. Anyway, there was a little kiosk, and she had these little. This isn't it, but it was similar to this. She had these little blackboards. I found these at the Dollar Tree, by the way, and I write the name of who I'm making something for, and then I clip it to the basket so that I know whose yarn is in this basket and when I need to have it done by. Anyway, she had similar little blackboards like that, and in white ink it had been written, "What you would seem to be really." And that just hit me right where I was, because out there in public I was one person, and at home I was another person. And I thought to myself, you're putting out way too much energy trying to be two people at once. So I started to learn to be who I was and be okay with that. And if there were areas I wasn't okay with, I would change that outwardly and inwardly so that now I am what I am, and that's all what I am. And what you see is what you get. And if you like it, kick off your shoes at the door, grab a cold drink, bring your project in, sit down, and we'll go. If you don't, there's this little thing called a mouse, and up in the corner, you should have a bell that says notifications. You can hit that notification bell, and it'll take you to lots of different people who are on YouTube right now, and you can go. And that's okay, because I would rather have the people here that I love, that love me, than anybody else in the world. Mary King says, Amen. Oh, that's right, Rita. Oh, you know, Rita, it is really nice when you have someone that you can lay your head down on their shoulders. We were talking about that the other day, about when your dad picked you up and you on his back, and you could just lay your head down on his shoulders and you knew you were safe. And we can do the same thing with God. It's nice to know that you have a hubby that will let you do that. Well, thank you, Bonnie. This is true. Okay, Lydia is heading out to a doctor's appointment for her knee and getting an MRI on the knee. Well, MRIs do not hurt. Positioning it might, but the MRI itself will not. I got Happy Mail from Mary King, which I'm going to open since people have to leave. And I'm going to use my handy dandy soccer scissors to open up this bag. And inside is a folder. And inside the folder is, oh, Miss C, you are always writing stories for others, so here's one for you. Keep to yourself or share. It's okay either way. Love, Mary King. I love you, Mary King. Oh my gosh, she's written a whole story. The adventure begins. Miss C's cottage, shoebox, and worries box. Look at this, guys. Here's my cottage. Put your shoes in this box and put all your worries over here in this box. And there's my front sidewalk and up to the cottage, and it says Miss C's cottage, home of the Sun Bunny. Leave your worries at the door, and the door is always open. Mary, that's beautiful. And here's the story. The Adventures of Finding Miss C's Cottage by Mary King, 6/1924. There was a group of people looking for a place to call home. They searched low and high. They searched near and far. The trip was hard at times. Each person was looking for this cottage for different reasons. Some wanted to feel loved. Some wanted family. Some wanted a safe place to belong. And some needed to be wanted. Many, like me, needed them all. There came across the news that there came across the YouTube streets of a cottage full of love, safety, family where everyone was welcome and needed. This magical place was called Miss C's cottage. Channels and person to person, the word of the cottage traveled. Some came by groups, but others showed up alone. There was a sign outside saying, Miss C's cottage, home with the Sun Bunny. The door is always open. Leave your worries at the door. At the door of this cottage stood a sweet, kind lady with a smile on her face. Welcome! Come on in and visit. Leave your shoes and worries outside. You can leave your worries when you leave, or I'll sweep 'em up away later. I want to believe she swept them away in a prayer to God, but that's just my feelings. She continued saying, drinks and snacks on the table, but remember to put the cups in the sink and the trash in the can before you leave, just like a mom would say. Some brought snacks, some just brought themselves. Others brought yarn to make some bunnies or some buddies. See, Miss C taught us to make gifts of love. Most shared them with others, some hugged them every day. Miss C, Oma, some called her only Miss C or Oma, some called her, only had one rule. This is a place of love, and everyone is welcome. Be kind to each other, but no hate allowed inside this little cottage. Like many, I always felt better after visiting with Miss C, family and friends, which I call family. I go as often as I can. See, you're always welcome to come and go as you please at Miss C's cottage. She's always there for us. Like so many others, I have come to love Miss C, and I can't wait to visit. She became home away from home, a safe haven in this storm called life. She might know that people come to her to learn to make some bunnies or some bunnies, but I don't think she will ever know the amount of hearts she touches. Every time a visitor leaves, a little piece of Miss C's love gets stored in their hearts. I know she has always and will always have a place in my heart. Thank you, Miss C, for coming into my life and so many others being a part of my family. I can't finish the story because the adventures of finding Miss C's cottage will continue as long as there are people looking for a place to belong, feel safe, wanted, needed, and loved. So until we meet at Miss C's cottage, remember, share a smile. It might be the only smile that a person gets all day. To be continued by others. Okay. Thank you, Mary King. You have brightened my day, sweetheart. You have made me feel so special. You have made me feel as special as I hope I make you feel. All right, moving right along. Thank you, Rudy. It's good to keep track of time because StreamYard told me I was really close to my hours. I do StreamYard and they give me 20 hours a month. And so I have to be sure that I start on time and end on time. Okay, wow. Yeah, me too, Sarah. Okay, let's see. MRIs, I find MRIs are only if only words could say how special you truly are. Alana, don't give me too much glory here because I want my glory to come from there. But it is nice to know that you are loved. For me, it is a blessing from Mary to know that I'm doing what God wants me to do. I'm passing on His love, and Mary's felt it. And that makes me blessed that I'm doing what I need to do. That's true, Rita. Not everyone has the gift of writing skills. There's lots of things I'd like to say, but sometimes I just can't get the right words out in the right order, and some feelings are hard to put into words. It's like a smell. You can't describe some scents or some odors or smells. You just know what they are when you smell them, but it's hard to describe them. Love is kind of like that. And I think it's because love is so changing because people are different. And as different as we are, others' loves for us are that different. That was a beautiful story. And there is Gabrielle. Gabrielle, did you hear that story? If you didn't, you're going to have to go back and listen to the replay. Mary King wrote me a story, and it is just beautiful. I think that's how I write my stories for my Sun Bunnies that I send out. I just sit down at the computer and I take a deep breath in and out, and God just gives me the words to write down. And they're always so appropriate for whoever well, excuse me, I'm all choked up. They're so appropriate for who the bunny is going to. It just hits their heart, so I know it comes from God. Rita, you go hug your mom and tell her how much she means to you, and thank her for all the things that she has done for you. Oh, good. Thank you, Gabrielle. Melanie J. I framed my story. It's in my craft room. It's going to go. Oh, Nino, I'm so thankful you're here. Nino and Michael come every Sunday, and it was one of my wishes that my children would come home on Sundays to Sunday dinner. And one way or another, Nino and Michael come in every Sunday, and I'm thankful for that. Thank you, Nellie. What you guys don't know is I feel the same way about you. You have all become my family in one way or another, either my grandchildren or my children or my sisters or my best friends. And I am glad that I'm able to share God's love with you. And I am blessed that you share that love back with me. Keeps me going every day. And Steve is here. I think I said hello to Steve when he first came in. Yes, are you practicing? I told Michael to make you practice 15 minutes a day on your ninja skills at home so that when you need them, they're going to be sharp as a tack. Oh, sugar, I love you. All right, we have lots of time today. I don't know what else to do. I don't even know if Sunita's in here or not. Sometimes she comes in and just lurks. Cartwheels. Do you really do cartwheels, Nino? I used to do somersaults, but I think I would I'd probably break my neck and my head would fall off like your panda head. I think mine would fall off if I tried a somersault again. Yeah, me too, Bonnie. My head would fall off. Literally, that. You know what? When I was in junior high, we had this exercise in gym class where you had to lock arms with the person that was back to back with you, and then say it was my turn, I would bend forward and she'd kick her feet up and flip over me, and then it was my turn. I, I am full of love, but I am not full of athletic ability. I locked arms with her. She flipped me over her back, and I went right on my head. I had to go to the hospital. I had a slight concussion because welcome, Suzanne. Paula, yes. Prayers for Paula. Anyway, I have flat feet. I was 5'7" in the seventh grade, so I got to be the guard in girls basketball, and I have flat feet, so I didn't move very well, and I couldn't jump very well, and yeah, Missy went splat. All right, let's see here. Nellie has arthritis in her hands. And Carrie is changing medication. I saw Carrie in here earlier. Carrie, are you doing okay? Are you, Melanie J? I think I'm, well, maybe not quite that anymore. We shrink when we get older, but if, oh, I hope Elmo's in the office. Carrie, Nellie, Denise Lee. Denise Lee, is she in the chat today? I was hoping you were in the office. I don't know, honey. Okay, I don't have Paula in here. All right, Paula, what's happening? I spelled it M-U-L. Bonnie says hi, Mr. Elmo. Oh, whoever it is calling back. For Paula and Melanie. Okay, what do we need, Debbie? Because I don't have either one of these in my book. I'm not expecting shrinkage. I need to stay 5'4" because it took a lot to reach this. You know what? It did. There's Shirley Bain. How are you today, my dear? Welcome in, welcome in. And Kim G. It's always a pleasure to see Kim. Need any more yarn, Kim? Yes, Nellie has arthritis everywhere. Okay, let's change this in hands and we'll just put a plus sign there. Praying for their liver. If I come to Florida, do you think Elmo will take me for ice cream? You betcha. We got 2 different places he takes me to. I got 2 ice cream cones this week. I don't know why. He just said, "Get in the car, old woman. I'm going for a think." And wound up at Burger King and I got an ice cream cone. I did not complain. Fish scale patch on it, 2 weeks at a time. Suzanne Fenton. Did you have surgery on your foot, Suzanne? You know what? I have long arms too, so that helps. Suzanne had surgery on March 7th. And it's not healing, right? Yeah, we're really lucky, Melanie, at the home here that we have him. He takes care of everything for everyone. I don't know how he does it. Well, he's done some very important work for our country in his past, and so he's very regimented and he's very, very smart. Lesion on my liver. They found a lesion on her liver. Okay. Fist bumps to Elmo. Yeah, he's like Michael. He's quiet. He's kind. He'll do anything for anybody. He cooks. He drives us around. He totes our stuff. That's right, Bonnie. Keep it as long as you can. Oh, Suzanne, that's not good. Okay, Paula needs an MRI and lungs. And Melanie? Suzanne. Okay, what does Melanie need? Is it our Melanie J or a different Melanie? There's so many Dawns out there and Dianas out there, and I don't know. I don't. It looks to me like Panda and Michael have a higher power, but they don't call their higher power God. You can call your higher power whatever you want, as long as you realize that there is someone out there that has more power than you do. Otherwise, you get full of pride, and that's just. Um, yeah. Um, well, Elmo's got some stuff he's working on, but he's really got a good heart inside, and it's he has to work really hard not to be taken advantage of, because you could easily take advantage of him because of his good nature. Oh, Bonnie, I could take a whole bushel full of you. Melanie J, pre-diabetes and fatty. Oh, okay. Pre-diabetes. With liver damage, you need to be really careful about the medications that you take. And because for diabetes, they can affect your liver and your kidneys. Back again, talk about the sun and it shines. Hubby called and told me about my elderly neighbor that wanted updates on us. Ah, well, that's nice that somebody at home is thinking about you while you're gone. Melanie J. Humble, he is not. But, Yes, Bonnie's back, and she's not able to retire yet, and she cleans homes, uh, vacation homes for people, and that's hard work. And if you got a bad back, it's really hard on your back. I know. I tried to vacuum the other day. I thought I would surprise cleaning, and I only got half of the living room done, the common area up there. Okay, Sherry Reynolds. No, I missed one, didn't I? Let's see. If you also keep me in your prayers, my back is having lots of pain today. I charged my spinal stimulator, but not seeming to cut the pain today. Oh, hmm. Sherry, does ibuprofen help you at all? I'm sorry it's taken me so long. Um, Everything does, Melanie. You're right. Mm. Okay, we have just enough time for me to do what I need to do. Uh oh. Bon, that's because you're a hard worker. One of those extendable wand things. It's like done, done, and done. Maybe I'll make one for Bonnie and send it to her with sparklies on the end, huh? Elaine, this has been a very nice stream, hasn't it? I love it when my family comes together and there's no, like, oh my gosh, she's here again. None of that. There's that movie where I think it's probably Italian or might be family related, where they're all waiting for Thanksgiving and the guy doesn't come and he doesn't come and he doesn't come and he doesn't come and they're all sitting at the table waiting for him and the kids are complaining, the kids are crying and um and finally the guy at the head of the table says, all right, let's just, it's been like 3 hours and we've been sitting here, let's just go ahead and start the dinner. So he stands up and he gets the knife and the fork and he's cutting the turkey and the guy comes in the door and he looks at the table and he said, you had to cut the turkey. You had to cut the turkey. You couldn't wait. Oh, I know about those Michigan days. I was raised in Michigan. Hello, Elaine. I'm so glad you're in here at just the right time. Elaine, you need to go back and watch the first part of this, well, like the first third of the replay. Mary King wrote me a story. It is the sweetest little story, and you need to listen to it. And Mateo is here. Welcome in, Mateo. Really? Michigan's a good place to be from. I like it down here. You did hear it. Okay, good, Elaine. Flint. Okay. I lived right at the Ohio Michigan line, in Monroe County. Frozen Stone, how are you today, my dear? Flint's up near the thumb, isn't it? I have friends that used to live in Reed City. You were born in Saginaw. Wow. I was born in Toledo, Ohio, and then when I was 4 months old, we moved across the line into Michigan. Fiber Floozy, how are you doing today? And Kelly Campbell. Kelly Campbell is kin somewhere way back there. My grandmother was a Campbell. Jake and Allie had several children, and Bertha Lucille was one of them, and that was my grandmother. And the little boy that lived down the street could not say Lucille, so he called her Teal, and that was her name forever. And when she had my dad, she was only, I think, 16 or 17, just turned 17 maybe. Laura, you were born in Toledo also? Wow, how cool is that? Okay, what was I doing? Um, in Sylvania, Ohio? My sister's in Oregon by the sea. Sylvania's not that far away. In fact, I lived in Sylvania for a month or two. Isn't that funny? Matt Foreman. Okay, what were we talking about? Oh, my grandmother was only 16 when she had my dad, and so she said she was too young. She was very, very young. So when she became a grandmother, she didn't like being called grandma or nan or one of those. Put in bay. I like that. So everyone we just called her Teal, Grandma Teal. And there's my Bailey cat. I called you the other day. I've been missing you. It's so good to see you here, sweetheart. I'm so glad you stopped in and said hello. Everybody take a minute and say hello to Bebs. She's been down and out for a while. Detroit, yeah. Detroit is a trip. Woohoo. All right, I have 7 minutes. All right, let's go for it. We need to thank God for Beverly being in the chat today, and hopefully he will hold her in his arms and let her know how much love she has here on YouTube and raise her spirits up again where they need to be. I want to say a prayer for Sally Horner. She lost her husband this last week. So if any of you have had a relationship with Sally, if you could drop her a card or a text or something and let her know that that she is being loved through all of her pain. I want to pray for Denise Lee, who has a job opportunity. Father, I don't know whether she was able to get that. Is that the one that you want for her? If not, please send another one her way. And Carrie, little Carrie, they call her little Carrie, Kary, is changing medications. And so I hope that transition is really smooth for her and that the medication they put her on works and works well without having too many side effects. We're thankful, Father, that Granny Dee was able to get the medication for her bones through her insurance. I'm so thankful for that because she suffers so much with osteoporosis. She broke both legs and didn't even know they were broken because her bones are so bad. Father, just heal her. Paula, I ask that you be with her during the MRI for her lungs. Just comfort her, Father, and whatever they do find on her lungs, let it be nothing serious. For Melanie J, um, we pray that whatever medication you give, that you give the doctor to give her, will not harm her liver, and will hold her diabetes in place, will be good for her, Father, so that she'll be around with us for a long time. And Father, would you just lay your hand on Susan's foot? She had surgery last couple months ago, Father, and it's not healing well, and you know the reason why. Um, let her know what she can do, if there's something she can do. Otherwise, just lay your hand on her foot, Father, and do one of the things that you do best. And Sherry and Bonnie, Father, would you just touch the small of their backs and give them ease from their pain this day. Father, bless all of us as we go our separate ways today. Thank you so much for bringing them all together to me today, and for Mary King's beautiful story that came from you, Father. I know that you and Mary were tight on that one. So thank you, Father, for all the blessings. It's in Jesus' name I pray. Amen. Okay, we're running out of time here. So you all be your best today. Smile at somebody because you don't know what that smile may mean, and let them know that somebody loves them. I love you all so much, and I look forward to seeing you on Friday when we just sit and knit. Love you guys. Bye.